Well, hello, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to the KKRLA Week 3, Game 7. It is the Kina Invitational, where we invite 4 teams to come compete in Week 3 in Week 3 and Week 4 to compete for a chance at a Kina Invitational Championship. Round 1, we'll start off with the 4 teams, and then we'll start off this week with these 4 teams, and then the next week it'll be the losers. The third place match, the Kina Invitational Championship. Well, ladies and gentlemen, we have the net ranking number 7, the third strikers here, going against the number 1 overall beat tapes, as we're here to see these 2 teams clash. And then the next matchup coming up after this game will be Kina Club versus the non-beaters. So if the beat tapes win here and the non-beaters win there, we will definitely see a rivalry Kina Invitational Championship. But ladies and gentlemen, without further ado, let's go ahead and get this game started between these 2 teams here at Starbase ARC. And here goes the first tip of the Kina Invitational, as we're going to see the third strikers win the first tip. Now, originally when the beat tapes got invited to the first year or season of the Kina Invitational, they actually went to the third place match, and I'm pretty sure they won that third place match, which ended up just giving them that as a win, so good for them. And this year they're back, and this year, I could say this year because that was last year, actually a year ago that the Kina Invitational started. But actually, this year they are back here in the Kina Invitational after they didn't get invited last season. But the non-beaters have now been in the Kina Invitational so far, from what I remember, 2 seasons in a row. Merlin's going to get blocked. Let's go ahead and read off the roster for both teams. On the third strikers, you have Storm, Tex, Salty, S-A-L-T-I-E, Tex, T-E-X, and Junker. And speaking of the third strikers are going to score the first goal at the 4 minutes and 2 seconds mark. Junker is going to score that first goal with 83 KPH as it moves. Junker being spelled J-U-N-K-A-K-E-R. And on the beat tapes, you have Swabby, S-W-A-B-B-I-E, Merlin, M-E-R-L-I-N, Mountain, M-O-U-T-I-A-N, and Sabretooth, or Sabretooth, I don't even know. Well, the beat tapes will win the second tip in the game, as the beat tapes are trying to find a way to put up some shots. Third striker's obviously putting up the defense that they need right now. Swabby going to try to hit that in. Salty with an amazing save. Swabby trying to put it back in play. Storm is going to block it. Dang, the third strikers are playing really good defense here. I can say the third strikers have normally stuck around in the top of the net rankings, usually. But this could change here if they do get a much-needed win. Merlin sends up a shot to try and get something done. No goal still. Mountain, as you can see, the third strikers are really putting on the defense, but the beat tapes are really putting down the offense, keeping it on the third striker's side. Well, I guess it was too soon to speak, as Storm hits it over into the beat tape side. Tex throws up that shot. What a fast-moving shot, as the third strikers will score the second goal at the 2 minutes and 57 seconds mark. That ball moving at 107 kph as Tex comes and slams into that. Sabretooth jumping a bit too early to get to that ball. There goes the third tip, as now we see who can win this tip. It'll be the third strikers winning the third tip of the game. Beat tapes really need to find it now, as I can see with the frustration that they do not want to realistically play another third place match. Trying to put up the first goal, or, well, the first assist is Swabby. Mountain puts it in play. Nobody there to catch it. Storm going to send it down to the beat tape side. This is open for a goal, just going to barely miss it. Mountain sends it away into the third striker's side, with Junker going to send it back into the beat tape side. Tex going to put that ball in play. Swabby and Mountain pinch it. Now this ball goes over into the third striker's side. Swabby trying to put it in place. Storm with another save. And, I mean, this third striker's defense so far is just impeccable. Getting the saves that they need to keep the beat tapes from scoring, it's insane. just giving the B-types as least amount of time as possible to score realistically anything is a bit crazy, to say the least, as they're going to get it back on the B-tape side. And Salty is going to score the third goal for the Third Strikers with 1 minute and 48 seconds left on the clock, assisted by Tex. 79 kph is how fast the ball is moving as it enters the goal. Let's go ahead and see who will win the fourth tip. And the fourth tip will be won by the Third Strikers, just barely. The B-types really need to get it together here in these last minute and 40 seconds, as they don't have enough time to really, quote, fool around, I should say. Tex throws at that shot, it's going to miss. Tex tries to put it back, going to miss again. Junker's going to put it in, just barely off a miss. And the B-tapes are getting just barely saved. Swabby throws it into the Third Striker side to try and get something lined up. Storm with an accidental hit. Tried to save his own shot, but no luck there as Mountain scores the first goal for the B-tapes. The ball moving at 91 kph. Storm couldn't block his own accidental hit, which leads to a, quote, own goal, but Mountain hits it next, which causes to give the goal to Mountain. But here's the fifth tip with 1 minute 16 left on the clock. As this tip is won by the B-tapes, B-tapes really need to score quickly. Sabretooth tried to line up with that shot, but no luck there. Now that's got to put it back in play if you want to. It's here. Swabby actually wanted to throw it up to hopefully a teammate. Merlin trying to come in from the side. Sabretooth throws up the shot. Junker will save it. Mountain gets another look at it. Storm with an amazing save. Sabretooth puts it back. And what a nice play. Sabretooth just looking out there. Mountain sends it over. Sabretooth saw the chance as Storm blocked it as he was just sitting in the air. Sabretooth gets assisted by Mountain. And that ball scored at the 56-second mark. And here is the sixth tip to see if the B-tapes can really tie it here. They won't win the tip, which probably would be a much-needed thing if you're trying to tie. Sabretooth trying to send it away. Storm trying to put it back. Merlin almost taking control of the ball. Salty trying to put it back in play. Sabretooth just barely getting the save. What an impressive play. Sabretooth. What is Sabretooth doing? Attempting a reverse goal. Or no, a reverse save. Sabretooth didn't need to do all that. Was perfectly lined up with the ball. Missed it. And that is probably what will cause the loss here today, as the Third Strikers will score their fourth goal. I forgot who scored that one, to be honest. And the tip will be won by the Third Strikers. The B-tapes really need to move quick if they want a chance here. Got to move extremely quick, actually. Junker going to send it back into the B-tape side. And that's probably going to be it, ladies and gentlemen. As we now have reached the 10-second mark, that'll probably be it, as an insane mess up. Actually, no, Salty's going to score the fifth goal for the Third Strikers, as just one mess up can lead to a whole entire craze of events that just leads to the failure. Sabretooth attempting a reverse save, something that probably should be abolished by now. Here is the eighth tip, as, well, the B-tapes will lose 5-2 to the Third Strikers as the clock strikes 0. And the Third Strikers will move on to the Kina Invitational Championship, while the B-tapes will move on to their second third-place match. Salty is your MVP with 525 score, 3 goals, 0 assists, 1 save, and 3 shots. Followed along by Storm with 451 score, 0 goals, 1 assist, 5 saves, and 1 shot. Followed along by Tex with 252 score, 1 goal, 0 assists, 0 saves, and 3 shots. Followed along by Junker with 186 score, 1 goal, 0 assists, 1 save, and 2 shots. I thank you, ladies and gentlemen, for watching. Let's go ahead and get into the after-game talk. Well, an impressive win by the Third Strikers, as they will now be moving on to the Kina Invitational Championship. Let's go ahead and get into the offensive and defensive talks. The Third Strikers offense played very well, keeping the ball in play and trying to do most of what they can with it, as it didn't sit on their side most of that time. But they were able to get 5 goals, and I guess you could say they had a lucky one, but it was just a Sabretooth misplay, as tried to attempt a reverse goal. And if that did work, that'd be pretty impressive, but that's just something you can't do when the game's that close. Their defense was absolutely impeccable. They had 7 saves over the entirety of this match, some uncredited, so I think they had maybe about 9 saves in total. But it was just impressive defense by the third strikers, and sometimes defense can win you games. The B-Tapes offense tried to get something started going as they were down 3-0. Definitely had something going for them, and then it just fell apart as Sabretooth missed that save, trying to reverse into it. And their defense wasn't the greatest, to say the least. They mostly got saved by the bell. Sabretooth had a decent play and then had a crappy play. And just one event can lead to a catastrophic loss. Well, thank you, ladies and gentlemen, for watching. I hope to see you in the next couple of minutes where we will see... Shoot, I lost it. We're going to see Kina Club play against the non-beaters, and whoever wins that match plays against the third strikers in the Kina Invitational Championship, and whoever loses that match plays against the Beat Tapes in the third place match. Well, thank you, ladies and gentlemen, for watching, and I will see you in just a couple of minutes. Bye-bye.